we are spilling the tea on the Camry. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Cassandra and this is Leo, my supersonic red 2019 Camry SE. As you guys can see, we have some birthday balloons in the background, and on my Instagram, I shared with you guys that it is our 1 year together. It was a couple weeks ago, but I was slow in taking the photos. So I have spent 1 year with my Camry. It was my first brand new vehicle, and so I wanted to share with you guys some content on, how the last year has gone. I asked you guys on my Instagram to send me your questions about the Camry specific or just car questions in general, and I would go over them in this video so that you guys can get a feel for how the last year has gone. Some questions included things like gas mileage, the pros and cons list, if it's a long-term or short-term investment, all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna go through that in this video today. If you like this video, let me know in the comments below. Click like and subscribe, hit the notification bell because those things always help me and him grow. Anyway, let's get right into this video. So the very first question I got was, is this a long or short-term investment? And for me personally, buying this car was a long-term investment, and it still is a long-term investment. This is my very first brand new vehicle, and so even just saying that seems kind of crazy, that we've spent a whole year together, I've spent a whole year making payments on it, and that I'm down to 4 years left in payments. So yes, for me, this is a long-term vehicle. If I wanted to have another project car along the way, or I wanted to build a race car or something like that, that can always happen throughout the next years. But this car is going to be my daily for quite some time, I think. If there is a project car that I do want to work on, or if this becomes my project car and I grab like an old beater and junker to drive in the winter, great. But for right now, Leo and I are sticking together for the long investment. Like I said, it was my first brand new vehicle, so I do have that kind of connection to it, and it's just been a really enjoyable car to drive over the last year. So I don't think I'm going to be getting rid of him anytime soon. So the next question you guys had for me is, what engine is in the car and how is it on gas? So the engine is a 4.5 liter 4-cylinder. I want to say V6 just because that comes out of my mouth more naturally, apparently. So yeah, 4.5 liter 4-cylinder vehicle, which is average for like your normal sedan. It is a family sedan, so we're not going crazy. They do come in the V6. This one is not that. So yeah, it is my 4-cylinder Camry. A lot of people said, you should get the V6, you should go higher, get that extra power. I drove a couple V6s. I've done the TRD model in the V6. It's great. It's fun, but to get me around town to do what I need to do, I really like the 4-cylinder. So I get 700 kilometers to a tank. So when I fill my tank, I fill it roughly every 3 weeks, and that gets me 700 kilometers. The tank costs me about $60 Canadian, and that's a gas when gas is like $1.15 a liter, $1.20 a liter, which is crazy, I know. But yeah, I can't remember the size of the tank. I do know it was a smaller tank compared to my Altima. My Altima was a 78 liter tank, which was crazy. It was huge. This is definitely a smaller tank, but it does get the same amount of gas mileage, if that makes sense. So my other one had a bigger tank, but we burned through a lot of gas just because it doesn't have all the bells and whistles that the cars do now for fuel economy. So I Googled it. It said it gets 29 miles per hour and miles per gallon in the city, and then 41 miles per gallon on the highway. I don't know if that's true. Honestly, I don't pay much attention to that. If it gets me from point A to point B and I'm not filling up every day, I'm pretty happy. So I haven't really paid too much attention to the gas mileage, but overall I've been pretty happy with the 700 kilometers to my tank, and I can use that for a month. So take it or leave it, but I think it's pretty decent for gas mileage. The next question is, am I going to wide body the Camry? And I know there's definitely one, there might be 2 kits out there now that you can wide body the Camry and give it this really beefy, mean look. Some of you guys have done it and it looks awesome. I really like the way it looks on the car. It's super fun and just gives it this whole other taste. I don't think I'll be doing it. I do like the side skirts and lips and those like little aesthetic pieces around the vehicle. I think I'll do something more like that. And whether I color match it or keep it black, I haven't really decided yet. It's kind of a hard decision for me to make. But those few of you that have wide bodied the Camry and put that kit on it, I think it looks super cool. It's such a different look for a 4-door sedan car. So I don't think I'll be wide bodying it, but I'll definitely be adding those extra little aesthetic pieces to make it a little more beefy, if that makes sense. Okay, so now we're getting into the favorite features, least favorite features, what should I have done, what do I wish it had, that kind of stuff. So these are gonna seem really mundane to some people. These are gonna seem like, why does that matter? Who cares if it has that? But for me in everyday life, this is what gets me by, and this is what makes my day complete. So my favorite features of my Camry, I have the SE model, so this is different depending on the models that you have. Mine has a sunglass holder, and I know people think that's insane. They're like, who cares where your sunglasses go? Throw them in the glove box, move on with your day. But for me, that was a huge thing. I was like, why do no cars have sunglass holders anymore? Like, where did they go? And I realized that it's part of the infotainment system. They got bigger lights, they have the sunroof, all that kind of stuff. So it takes away from the spot that they can put the sunglass holder in. However, mine has it. My sunglasses go in there. I'm happy. It's a spot for them so I don't crush them. I'm not sitting on them. They haven't fallen on the floor. So I have kept the same pair of sunglasses for the last year without breaking them. So I think that's a success. The next big one for me was the infotainment system. In the 2021 Camrys, they have put the infotainment system on top of the dash as they have in a lot of vehicles. The Corolla has it on top of the dash, not on top of the dash, but sitting within the top part of the dash, and it kind of looks a little bit iPad-like. I do not like that look at all. I think it looks bulky. I don't think it sits properly. There should be no reason why that piece of equipment can't sit within the car comfortably. And so when I was buying the car, I knew that. I looked around. I knew that a lot of people didn't have the infotainment system built into the dash anymore. The Camry has it. My car has it built right into the dash. It's flush. It looks clean. I really, really enjoy that. So when I saw the 2021s come out, I was really happy that I bought the 2019, and even the 2020 models have it the way I have it. But I just thought it was a super seamless look, and I really like the way it operates. Along with that is the amount of buttons in the vehicle. So again, I'm a person who doesn't like a lot of touch screen. We have to click this button, open the glove box, Tesla, and all that kind of stuff. I like simple. So buttons, knobs, that kind of thing, I really enjoy that, and this car had that for me. It worked really well, seamless with what I needed, and so when I bought it, everything is where it needs to be, and it's really comfortable to try and find something. And the last one is quiet when it's driving. There is not a lot of road noise in the Camry, and I know some people, again, may think that these are very silly, mundane things, but these are the things that make it enjoyable to drive for me every single day. Every single day, I'm thankful that when I get in the vehicle and we're driving down the road, I don't have to turn the radio up super loud to be able to hear what it's saying, or I don't have to have my friends speak louder because I can't hear them in the vehicle because the road noise is beside me. So I'm really impressed with how quiet the cabin is. You don't really notice a lot of road noise, to be honest. As you go up in tires or as you have studded tires on the vehicle, you are going to notice some road noise. But when I was riding my stock wheels, I think there were 17s, boom, we were riding and it was silent. You couldn't hear anything in the car, which was super impressive to me. So now people want to know the least favorite things. The seatbelt warning noise is insane. It's so loud. It's crazy. Sometimes you just want to go around the block. Not even around the block. You're like pulling into someone's driveway or something. You either take off your seatbelt or you don't put your seatbelt on because it's 2 feet from your driveway, and the seatbelt warning light goes on, and so it starts beeping a little bit quietly, and then it just gets so loud you can't hear your brain anymore. It's crazy how loud the seatbelt warning thing is, and it kind of drives me crazy. I always wear my seatbelt, but on the odd time that I'm going to my uncle's who lives right beside me, or I'm dropping something off, the seatbelt warning sign drives me nuts. The piano black dash. Every Camry owner is going to agree with this, and if you don't, I don't know what you're doing to prevent this. The piano black dash is beautiful inside. It has this nice seamless look, but the dust it collects is unbelievable. It's so staticky. It collects all the dust. So, you know, when the sun is beating in from the back, you see this nice, beautiful sparkle to it. It looks elegant, awesome, and then dust everywhere. So if I had to complain about one thing, it would be the dust that collects on that piano black. piece in the car. So that's the infotainment system, and then along the dash a little bit it has a piece. Not life or death, obviously. I just need to wipe my car down more often, but I know a lot of other Camry owners have also said that. So another thing is the windshield wiper. So when you're trying to change the windshield wiper, or if you're trying to clean underneath the windshield, the driver's side windshield wiper doesn't go up. You can't just pull it up like you would a normal vehicle. The passenger side you can, no big deal, but on the driver's side you do have to put it into repair mode or maintenance mode or something, and it'll bring both windshield wipers up so that you can clean them or do whatever you gotta do. It's just annoying that you can't grab it straight out and do what you need to do. Not life or death again, just a little thing. And then the soft brakes. Soft brakes are awesome. They are quiet, they work well, all is good. But when you have a black wheel or you have your chrome wheels or whatever you got going on, there's brake dust everywhere. All over the place, there's brake dust. And it's nothing that you can avoid. It's something that just happens. And a lot of cars now come with these nice soft brakes. They're quiet, they're seamless, all is good. But you'll notice that the brake dust collects everywhere. Not a huge thing again, just something that's kind of iffy. It's like, that kind of sucks. Okay, what do I wish I had in my Camry? So again, this is the SE model. Some of the higher models, the 2020s, you might have this in your car. However, in Canada, it's a little bit different than the US, a little different than Europe, and the models change along the way. Number one, Android Auto. Android Auto is number one for me. I have an Android. I have used an Android my entire life. Could I switch to iPhone? Absolutely. We got Apple CarPlay, plug it in, boom, 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 done. I prefer Android life. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. So Android Auto is a big thing, and I hope in the next couple years, as the models come out with Android Auto, that will be something I can go to Toyota, pay them for the upgrade, and I have it in my vehicle. The setup is good. The infotainment system is good, but if it had Android Auto, it would just be seamless as it is with Apple CarPlay. So my number one would be Android Auto. Number two would be heads-up display. The XSE V6 model has the heads-up display. The TRD model does not have the heads-up display. A little confused on that. Anyway, heads-up display, it's beautiful in this car. If you get a chance to sit in somebody's V6 or you get a chance to test drive the V6 with the heads-up display, I definitely recommend it. It gives such a beautiful experience while driving. You don't have to look down, you don't have to look over, it's right where you need it to be. It's very simplistic, it's not a lot of things all over the place. We got no. Speed, honestly, I can't even remember, it's been so long since I've driven one with one, but I just remember it being such a standout point for me when I drove the V6 that I just wish it was in all models, or at the very least the TRD model. Come on, it's supposed to be a track car. Anyway, yes, heads-up display would be number two. I just really liked the feature of it. And I know you can get those ones that you put in the dash, or you rip apart your car and you throw it in there. I don't want to rip up my car. I don't want to start pulling the dash apart. So heads-up display from factory would be awesome. Red stitching in this car looks so good. And I don't mean red seats. The red seats are a little overpowering, especially when the exterior is already crazy red. The red stitching, the TRD has it. In my last video where I did the TRD kind of walk around, you guys will see the red stitching in the vehicle. Red seatbelts, red stitching, red dash, that kind of stuff. Very simple, very elegant, I find. Especially if you have the bright red Camry, I think it would look so nice inside just to add those little pieces of red in the interior. It's not overpowering, you're not throwing in the red seats, or you're not throwing in red on a blue car. It just adds a little extra flavor to the inside of the car. So in my opinion, I would love to have red stitching, or at the very least a red seatbelt, just to pull in that red from the outside and pull it to the inside. However, to buy those red seatbelts are like $500 a piece because they've got some mechanisms and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to spend like $4 grand on seatbelts. I'll leave the ones that are in there and hope they keep me safe. But I think it would be such a cool feature to just have that extra little pop of red. And the last one, people again are gonna think I'm crazy, the CD player. I really wish it had a CD player. I am a person who came from a 2005 Nissan Altima We drove that B. There was no aux cord. That didn't exist. ABS didn't even exist yet. Or what it existed, it just wasn't mandatory. So I wish it had a CD player. The XSE models and the higher end models, I believe the XLE may have it as well. The TRD model has it. CD player. I'm a girl with a bunch of CDs and I'd love to just toss in a good 2005 throwback and put it in the CD player. Obviously, I could download all those songs to my phone and plug it in and we'd be good again, but sometimes it's nice to listen to a CD. So, the next question was, is my car push start? No, it's not push start. The SE in Canada doesn't come with a push start button, doesn't come with a push start option. If you want the option for the push start, you do have to go to the SE upgrade and then some. That was a big thing when I bought it too. I didn't really want a push start. I feel like I'd lose my keys. We gotta find things. If I have the key in my hand, I'm gonna put it in the ignition and start the car. No big deal. For me, starting the car that way just felt more genuine to me. No big deal. There is no push start in this model, but if you want it, upgrade that stuff, or I don't know, don't get it. Somebody asked if I have dedicated storage in my trunk, and this is an interesting comment because I really love having a trunk. I think it's super versatile. It's nice. You can fold down the back seats if you really are carrying wood or whatever you gotta carry in the car. But I just like having a trunk. I like having things hidden away from people so they can't see inside the car. And so in my trunk, I do have a few things in my trunk that's in there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Number one, I have a blanket. I always have a blanket, whether it's to cover something up, cover myself up, to put down if I have to carry something that may leak or that's messy. I just have a blanket in the trunk. And the next thing is an emergency kit for both my car and myself and my guests. So the emergency kit for the car has things like my booster cables, flares, shovel, that kind of stuff. And then my emergency kit for myself has Advil, charging cords for like iPhones, because I don't have an iPhone, so I just have my Android one in there, gum, mints, toothbrush, that kind of stuff. So sometimes you just run into a situation where you're like, oh shit, I really need a mint. Pump one in, we good. We need safety pins, I got them. Bobby pins, I got them. Plastic bags, whatever you need, it's in that trunk. And so I will actually do a video if you guys would like to see what I have in my little safety kit, because it is super useful and it's literally just a little box in my car. I don't have my trunk full of things. It's just a little Tupperware box that I keep in there. So in case I ever needed anything, it's in there. And the last one, what are my overall thoughts on the Camry? What are my overall opinions on the last year of driving it? And to be honest, 100% through and through honest with you guys, it has really been a pleasure. I really enjoy this car. It's something that just fits me so comfortably, so naturally. It works every time I need it to. I'm really very happy with it. I'm glad I purchased it. There have been some hiccups along the way. We've had a scratched wheel. We've had some damage coming from the dealership. No big deal. Those things have been fixed. However, overall experience of the vehicle has been a real pleasure. It drives well. It works good. I have such a beautiful community of people that support me, whether you own a Camry or you're just here for checking out what's going on in the background. And so I'm really blessed that this car has brought me such beautiful friends and brought me such a beautiful community, but has also brought me very comfortably from point A to point B. So I can't complain at all. I'm really grateful for what I do have and, you know, the payments that I am making and the process that I am experiencing. So the color, am I sick of it? Do I hate it? Not at all. Not at all. I was really nervous about buying a bright colored car because sometimes you get sick of it. I'm like, do I like blue that much that I want to buy a blue car? No, not really. So I was a little nervous about getting sick of the color. However, I love it. I really do. I think it's just such a fun color on the road. People turn their heads. They're like, oh, what's that? What's a Camry? Oh God. Okay. Wow. So yeah, I'm really impressed with the overall experience of the Camry. And so if you're looking for a sedan, if you're looking for something for your family, it is comfortable. Toss them in. The kids are in the back, whatever you want. If you're looking for a project car, you can mod this thing right up. There are beautiful Camrys out there that people have done right up. So yeah, this is my video. This is my 1 year. Happy birthday to Leo. I hope to be able to do so many more of these videos for you guys in the future, because obviously we're going to have lots of friends and lots of years to come with the Camry. So I appreciate you guys being here. I hope this video was helpful in some way or answered your questions along the way. If there's any other questions, let me know in the comments. And again, like and subscribe, as it always helps me out. Thank you guys so much for sticking around, and have a great day. Bye guys.